What was that? You're asking me if I think we'll ever see the Game Boy Donkey Kong Land games remade in full color with 16-bit graphics? Yeah, maybe when pigs fly. You seeing this? That's right, someone named Kaz unofficially remade this black and white original in full 16-bit glory, and it is truly a sight to behold, as well as an awesome looking trailer they put out based on the style of the original Donkey Kong Country commercial, and does a great job showcasing the upgrade from the original Game Boy version to the new one, and what all that version encompassed, including new level themes like a city, as well as awesome looking sky world as well. It had enemies too that you may not have seen before, like these flying pigs, as well as this terrifying Terminator-like creature. Terminator-like in the sense that chases you through the level. I won't show you the full trailer, I will link it below. So how about we check out the game itself, because I've been playing it and it is great. As a huge fan of Donkey Kong Land, all three of them, it's so awesome seeing it in the 16-bit style. So let's go ahead and hop on in, including that awesome rendition of the original title screen theme. As you can see, I put in almost 2 hours apparently. I'm most of the way through the second world. I won't show you everything, but I do want to show you a little touches here and there, like how they redesigned the entire world map, including by adding the much larger world map based on DK Island, which is not in the original game. And I love how they basically just mirrored DK Island from DKC, but added in all the locations from Donkey Kong Land, including the city up there, which I'm excited to get to eventually. For now, let's go back to the first world, and let's hop into the first level real quick, just to give you an idea of what to expect. Which, as it turns out, looks very much like Donkey Kong Country, because Donkey Kong Land, at least the first world, in particular, did look very Donkey Kong Country-like, with much of the same assets, only non-color, and no scrolling backgrounds. You can see they added the parallax here too, which is great. Though I did notice the parallax seems to work a little bit differently here than the DKC. Feels just a little off to me, but still impressive all the same. The bonus rooms also got an upgrade with, I think, these tile cards that I don't believe were there before, and also the goal of finding a banana at the end, a giant banana. I think in the original game it was just reaching the end, or completing the objective, or whatever it was. There we go, got our banana. They added a little animation from DKC2 real quick, and bam, back into it. Another difference too with not from the original game, but compared to the Super NES games is, as you can see, both Kongs aren't on the screen at once. Instead, you have to press minus to swap between them. So there's a key distinction between Donkey Kong Land. So let's go and hop out of here, and let me show you a different level, because level 2 already changes things up. Because even though we start off in the jungle, we're already in the snow, baby. What's that about? That's wild for level 2. That didn't happen in Donkey Kong Country, but it did happen, of course, in Donkey Kong Land, including having these flying pigs. I love the flying pigs. Yeah, so, and again, you get the parallax scrolling here, which you did not have at all on Game Boy. So it's really cool seeing that here, and I just jumped into a cliff. Amazing, or off a cliff. But that's a perfect excuse to go ahead and try out a different level, because something else that's really cool about Donkey Kong Land is how it beat Donkey Kong Country 2 to having ship-based stages. But in this remake, they use the assets from Donkey Kong Country 2 to upgrade them. So yeah, we can actually really appreciate the detail here. Okay, wait, I go up. That's right. There's a vertical based stage, and yeah, I mean this game really does kind of breathe new life into an often overlooked element of the Donkey Kong Country series, which is the Game Boy spin-offs, especially these days. I feel like they were a little bit less overlooked back in when they originally came out. So you can see I had Diddy on hand. All right. I play much better when I'm not playing for the camera, apparently. You know I've beaten this before, obviously. So let's go and go ahead a little bit farther, show you a few more key differences from, from Donkey Kong Land, or with Donkey Kong Land, how they upgraded it. I will say, one thing about the world map is it's a little less visually clear to me than the Game Boy version. There's no pathways connecting the stages. And also, there is a bomb in the original game. It had like a light Mario 3-like element where you could grab a bomb from a stage and bring it back to open the secret route. So I think that the creator of this remake just skipped that past the whole thing, just made it part of the world map, the level that you could access through a part of the world map. I forget exactly how it worked before. But let's go and go to the boss of World 1, which is very different to anything in Donkey Kong Country, being a giant stingray. And I like how we get the crumbling island in the background too, also from DKC 2. Again, not in Donkey Kong Land, to my recollection. We get the updated music as well. Good stuff. Alright, so that's enough of that. I really want to go to World 2, however, so to do that, we're gonna go back to the world map. And I'm just showing you like little glimpses here. I don't want to show a full playthrough or anything. If you want to check out for yourself, as I mentioned, you can click on the link in the description below, which will take you to the trailer, will tell you everything else you need. So yeah, I'm getting a little bit confused here, just trying to get out of here. So this is where I wish you did have the pathways from the Game Boy version. Not to complain, because this game is otherwise incredibly impressive. So we're going to head on to World 2, which is where I'm currently at, which is the Temple World. And I want to take you to 2 more stages here real quick. One, I want to go to... Actually, I think that was the second temple stage, because one of my favorite graphical elements of the original Game Boy game was the new tornadoes they added. And you can see how they updated them here, giving them a much... Wait, is it the stage? Yeah, much more wind-like appearance. So yeah, it's an interesting... It's a logical but interesting interpretation of that, because it always had a really neat effect for me on Game Boy, which is maybe just a little lessened here. In any case, it's still very cool. And now let's go to the stage I'm currently on, which is the one I mentioned in the trailer, where you're being chased by... No! Darn it. This terrifying sea creature. Well, yeah, there it is. And we gotta outrun it. And this guy looked amazing on Game Boy. He looks just as amazing here, now, especially being in full color. So it's really cool to see. So what I'm guessing is that this involves assets, not just from DKC, but also obviously DK Land, which the creator then touched up to take advantage of the expanded color palette. But I don't know the exact techniques, and I didn't compare it, one-to-one myself. But yeah, it's all very cool. And yeah, it's just super fun revisiting Donkey Kong Land in this style. It's a game that's always been near and dear to my heart, growing up with the original Game Boy. And now this creator really makes me want to imagine what could Donkey Kong Lands 2 and 3 look like if they were so inclined to remake them. But yeah, that's oh, I can't quit, right? Because I have not been in the stage yet. So we'll just go ahead and die and go to the main map here. But yeah, super awesome. Shout out to the creator for doing something as cool as this. It's available for free, of course. It is a fan creation, completely unofficial. The trailer I'll link to the description below will tell you everything you need to know. And yeah, I'm thoroughly impressed. My hat's off to the creator for doing an awesome job of remaking something that I never thought would get remade, either officially or unofficially. Super cool to see. Again, I would love to see the sequels. And yeah, I recommend checking out, especially if you're a fan of the Game Boy games, which if you haven't seen them, you can check them out on NSO as well, of course, through the Game Boy app. So there, everyone, that's all I got for you. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you later. Bye, everyone.